Bitcoin all the way
Howdy
up.
everyone.
Pumping
Bitcoin,
it up.
a cryptocurrency that is on many people's mind nowadays. It hit the mainstream in 2013 and now 2021 it's a really hot investment. So I do own Bitcoin stocks. I don't own real Bitcoins, and the reason for that is way less taxes for me uh, here in Sweden. So I actually get more money if the value goes up. If it goes down in value, um, it's not that good for me. But I like if you look in like the history of Bitcoin value, you see that it's take basically take two steps up and one step up and goes on like that. If you have owned Bitcoin for a long time, you know exactly how it goes. But and another thing is I don't have to declare it like for the declaration every year, so it's very convenient that way. And what more? Well, the thing is also like for my my conscience. I don't know, like with real bitcoins. It's the thing is with Bitcoin. What I don't like is that it's a environmental killer. It's consumes so much energy. It consumes in 1 year. Bitcoin consumes as much energy as the whole country of Argentina does. 40 million inhabitants does in 1 year. Like all the energy they consumes, and uh, that's uh, that's something that is going against Bitcoin. And also the transactions ability for Bitcoin, it's only about Bitcoin is only able to make about 4 transactions per second. Some people say 7 transactions per second, but the true is the true amount of transactions is about four transactions per second. If you look at Visa, you can make around 65,000 transactions per second. So that's a huge difference there. And yeah, it's a ridiculously low amount of transactions that is available for Bitcoin. Um, but if you look at the pros for Bitcoin, it's a asset that is really um, it's really competing with gold. Like uh, people around the world are starting to see the true value because it's a certain amount, 21 million um, Bitcoins total, and people speculate that probably like 20% of those Bitcoins are gone actually, so it's been a deflation. But that's mainly in the early stage of Bitcoin that Bitcoin disappeared. And that's not a weird thing because people are arguing like, is Bitcoin really safe? Like Bitcoin disappears and stuff like that. But the thing is, most of those Bitcoins that disappeared were in early stage. Like if gold would be worth 1 cent per kilo 20 years ago or 10 years ago, people would probably like have it with them somewhere and then like, oh, I forgot it there. Never mind. So that's like the same thing with Bitcoin. It didn't really have any value. You Some people that had Bitcoin in like 2010, um, they probably didn't really care about what happened with it, and like, oh, okay, I it was in my computer and I throw it away. Never mind. It was just $5 there, and now it's like 1 million. So now they're regretting it, but it is safe now. Like like it's like the same thing with gold. Like it's not safe if you put a bunch of gold on the streets. It can be stolen. You have to put it somewhere safe, and that's the same thing with Bitcoin. It's just ridiculous to talk about it's not safe or something. Of course, this can disappear somehow. Never mind. But Bitcoin, it of course you can make it more safer. Like that you could, like with fiat money, digital money, you can access, like you don't lose them. It's like um you can access them like anywhere. You just contact your bank, and you get help if you can't access your money. If you go to Bitcoin, you can't do that. You don't have any bank or some people to call, like, help me, I can't access my Bitcoins. So of course, fiat money, digital fiat money is more safe in that way. You can always access it and stuff like that. But you have to see Bitcoin as an asset. It's not currency in that way. Like, it's called cryptocurrency. Currency. I wouldn't really call it um, like currency in that way that many people um, would like mainly like new people into Bitcoins would call it a currency, and people that think you're gonna use it for transaction stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal for Bitcoin, because it's way too bad in the way of transactions. Take too much, consumes too much energy, and it's and the technique is not there for making transactions like easy. um, you, like I said, only for transactions per second, and also um, yeah, it takes like 10 minutes to make the transaction, so it doesn't really work in that way, and it's a very volatile as well if you're gonna start buying things with it and stuff like that. So yeah, Bitcoin is an asset. You have to see it as an asset, and it's very sensitive in that way. We have to have a global like mindset for Bitcoin that is really valuable, because uh, it can easily go down in value if people like, man, I lost my interest. But I think over time it's never gonna lose its steam in that way. I think it's never gonna go to zero for sure, and by time it's most likely gonna go up in value. But yeah, but a good thing with Bitcoin, of course, is it's decentralized. That's a strong thing. So that's, I think it's an important thing that really creates value for Bitcoin. It's decentralized, and it's also that it's a certain amount of Bitcoins. You can't create more Bitcoins. It's maximum 21 million of them, so it's a deflation there, and so it's just the more people that get interested in Bitcoin is gonna go up in value. And like it's funny thing with like Peter Schiff that it's so bearish. Like I'm a bit, I am critical. I see bad things around Bitcoin for sure, but I see a value in it like as an asset. Uh, but like Peter Schiff, he's like really bearish. He don't believe in it. He would never ever buy it for sure. But his son, though, his son went all into cryptocurrency. So that's I don't know. That's pretty weird. But that's sometimes how it is. But maybe his son has maybe more uh, modern in that way. But the thing is also like Bitcoin as an asset is modern. Is like is a new thing. It's like, and now like the billionaires starting to buy into to Bitcoin. But the thing is, it's also very unmodern. It's like so old. Like when it comes to different things like consumption and how long time it takes to make transactions, all these things. It has so much. room for development. And so yeah, but with that say, I don't own real Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin stocks so far. So far, I bought it in January and February, and I go in with about 5% of my total investment portfolio right now. I want to take it a little bit easy with the cryptocurrency currencies, but and people that are really into cryptocurrencies will think it's foolish. But if you look at the volatility of cryptocurrency, like the most stable and the biggest cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, and it's insanely volatile. It's not stable at all. So it's a high risk. Whichever cryptocurrency you buy, it will be a high risk. Whatever you do, high risk. If you buy like investments like gold is more stable for sure, way more stable, and but you don't have the same room of increase in value for sure. So if you want to take a high risk with higher reward, of course you buy Bitcoin instead of gold. And if you want to manage your risk, you buy stocks or you buy golds. If you can take a risk, you buy cryptocurrencies or more high risk stocks as well. So yeah, I hope you all luck in your investments in Bitcoin.